Gilly Langton and I'm a contemporary jewellery designer based in a little village called Plockton on the west coast of Scotland. So it's about 7 miles from the Isle of Skye. Pretty remote, I would say. My work is, well, I would call it contemporary. My drive, I suppose, is working with mixed media. So I work with sterling silver, predominantly elements of gold. And then I work with elastic, which is a round elastic. It's called shock elastic. So anything from like the thickness of bungee cord to very fine sort of shearing elastic. My main focus, my main collection is working with hand-dyed elastic. But that was a technique that I developed as a result as a residency at Dundee University. But I landed up in the textile department in the dye labs and worked with some great technicians who taught me how to dye nylon, and I achieved the results that I wanted, which now is a collection called Ombre. It ranges, so I dip dye it, various vats of dye to achieve various colours. And mainly it's inspired by, well, I suppose my surroundings, my environment, tidal colours. Some days the sea looks totally aqua blue, and then other days it looks dark and murky grey. A lot of my necklaces come out looking like that. Well, every day, like the Isle of Skye, when I look over to the Coolins, the scenery is changing all around me all the time, and it's very weather dependent. And some days I can't see sky for the clouds or for the rain clouds that are over it. So, there's a lot of grey going on, but there's also sort of little, twinkles of the blue, the aqua. I suppose aqua is a really strong colour in my work. Yeah, it's sort of my favourite colour, but then it also runs with my work a lot, so a lot of the aqua and the blue. But also, going down to the harbour and walking on the jetties and seeing the old gnarly boats and the old fishing boats and the layers of paint that I like that are, rubbed away of years of painting their boats every summer when they pitch them up on the beach. My influences from living in a city, which were very architectural, very edgy sort of shapes, and I have a signature dot that runs through my whole of my work, so little dots. And that I always said that those dots came from train journeys of looking at the structure of the train and all these little screws, and now that's sort of developed into, I would say, living by the sea and all the architectural, nautical architecture I call it, being on a yacht or being on a fishing boat or just even being at the pontoon and, just seeing the buoys and rope. I love rope. So that's, I suppose, my new influence, but it's just a progression of where I'm sort of environmentally ended up, I suppose. My work drives me. It's absolutely everything I am, I suppose. It's who I am. I'm known as Gilly the jeweller in this very small place, but it's always driven me, ever since a small child, to make things with my hands. Without that, I feel very lost. It's always about getting better. It's always about making better work and looking back over my work and seeing the progression as well, which is really important. I mean, I've been in business now for 17 years. So I've been making quite a long time now, and my work's moved on an awful lot, but you can actually see from the first piece I made to the pieces that I still make now on the bench, there's still definite references there. So it's really about getting better.